Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest coming sport. We say the things on here that nobody dare say. That's because we've got balls. But then again, who's going to stop me doing these videos? Nobody at all. Right, here we go. Look at this beauty up front here. Big John Fury, aka the Titty Man, 48 C Cup. Pop, pop, bang. Hey, I'm a sod, aren't I? I'm not really. We just like a bit of a giggle, don't we, on here? A bit of banter in it. Hey, it's not real life. It's not real life. It's all hype. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Oh my God. Well, what shenanigans we had yesterday, didn't we? Hey, Big John Fury. Oh, calling people out. So here we go. An 8-4-1, 30-year retired boxer, white collar, move around guy, calls out a 10-year retired Hall of Famer, as in Ray Leonard, Ali, Lennox Lewis. Hall of Famer. Now, whether he replies to it or not, Carl, I don't know, but he will. If I was him, I would say, go fight Mickey Theo, somebody your own age, and go and fight with Joe Egan. And if you do get through them fights, I'll give you a shot at the title. How's about that? That's what I'd do. Or they can just say, come to Nottingham with your gym kit, we'll lock the gym door and we'll deal with it like men. Nobody else there, and do it that way. But either way, Big John wants pain, doesn't he? He wants that, he needs that fix, doesn't he, now, that fame fix. That's what I think. But look, could you imagine if they did fight, what would happen? Leave a comment in the comment section. Right, let's have a look what we've got on. Let's have a look. Let's go through it all then. Do you know Coogan? He's put that out, hasn't he, right? Why aren't he putting things out like Tyson's not had a mandatory for 2 years this April? You know, mandatory defence. You know what I mean? I don't count the Chisora one. That was a voluntary, wasn't it? And then Garno, that wasn't even a defence for it. So Tyson needs to have a mandatory defence, doesn't he? Or fight somebody with a heartbeat. Now, his last proper fight was the third Wilder fight, wasn't it? That was in 2021. So we're 2024, and already he's just pulled out of a fight this year already alone, and one at back end of last year. So, you know, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it, really? Never make a cameraman, what I mean. But could you imagine Pat Sheenan or Colin Hart back in the day putting something in their columns in newspapers, asking Henry Cooper if he wants to fight Frank Bruno. Do you want to fight Frank Bruno? Or asking Frank Bruno if he wants to fight Anthony Joshua. And John Fury's not even on any of their levels, is he? But it's that sort of gimmick behaviour, isn't it? I mean, Tim Witherspoon and Joe Egan, that's a mismatch, isn't it, really? But there is a bit of beef there, isn't there? There's beef there, and Joe's trying to nick a few quid, isn't he? There's no wrong with that, is there? But Joe can't even get his coat on, can he? You know what I mean? Can't even get his coat on properly. We've seen it. It'd be an embarrassment if they fought. It'd be an embarrassment. But hey ho, I fancy my chances against him myself, actually. He's in that bad nick. So, what can you do? But, Coogan, are you the new breed of boxing journalist putting posts out like that? Well, you're supposed to be, aren't you? Because you've got the platform. But I think it's fake, isn't it, really? If you're averaging 28,000 a video, why have you got 850,000 subs? What are the other 800 and odd thousand doing? Do they even exist? Bop, bop, bang. We don't know, do we? If you were that big, Coogan, you'd be like challenging Jonathan Ross, wouldn't you? You'd have your own chat show. But it's all knackers, isn't it, really? Ring Magazine only do 30,000 magazines a month. So all these people with these big followings, it's poppycock. Eubank Ben. It's now cat and mouse, isn't it? He said, she said. Do you want to fight? Do you not want to fight? I'm moving to 168. I moved down to 160. Look. Oh, it's a bit like Taylor Catterall too, isn't it? Nobody's bothered now, are they? It's gone on that long. They've overkilled it, haven't they? Really, they've overkilled it. That's how I look at it. Crusher's talking about Tank Davis. You get lit up against Tank. He would get lit up, and who'd want to license that? What if he did end up on slab? Touch wood, he don't. But I hope he does fight him and gets knocked out. But I don't want him to get hurt. We don't want that, do we? You know, these people are like characters, aren't we? We either love them or we hate them. There's no in between. We all have our favourites. It's a bit like snooker, isn't it, really? We all like Alex Higgins, the Hurricane, and Jimmy White, the Whirlwind, and we didn't like Dennis Taylor and Steve Davis, the Nugget, and Cliff Forber and your Terry Griffiths. Nobody liked them because they were like Peter Ebdon, weren't they? They dragged the game out and just, it wasn't entertaining, was it? We all want to watch the flair players, don't we? And it's a bit like that with boxing, isn't it, really? We have our favourites and we buy into it, don't we? These characters, don't we? And I obviously like to add my tuppence worth in, don't I? Giving each individual a caricature or whatever they call it. I give them a name, don't I? Things like that. If people don't like it, tough. But you know, Eubank and Ben, it's died a death now, hasn't it? That fight, hasn't it? Eubank and Ben, or that Eubank Junior and Ben, young Ben. So it is what it is. And nobody really cares for it now, do they? You know, getting back to John Fury, somebody sent me something this morning. He's basically put the Fury brand into the toilet, hasn't he? It's in the toilet now, isn't it? Because we've got Tommy, right, on one side, talking about like this. He's not fighting anybody. Who's his best win? There you go. So there's Tommy. There's Tyson. He had his last proper fight, well, Wilder in 2021. So he's not fighting anybody. And then we've got old Pop Bang, the father. He just talks about fighting. You know, I don't know what's going on. And the only fighting man at the moment is Yui. And nobody wants to give him a slot. I can't get my head around it. You could not make this up. You couldn't make this up. Team Yui. Go on, Yui. Yui's out there in Holland getting fit. So that's where we're at, really. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it, really? It's a bit of a mess. So what can you do? What can you do? We'll finish off on this. Promoters, they're selling boxing, aren't they? To these TV channels, right? I used to have this discussion all the time with Dennis because when Dennis were putting shows on, I used to be very, very critical. I'm even critical of my own family and myself. I'm a very critical person. Dennis would say, what do you think to this? I said, shit. And he'd be like, oh. I'd say, if I worked at Sky or BT Sports, as it were then, or any of these places, I'd be in charge of quality control, me. And a lot of these fights that are getting passed on these platforms, they won't get by me. I'd just like, here's your list then from matchmakers. I go, they give you a list, say 7 fights. I'd go, there's only 2 any good on there. Get rid of the 5. That's what I do. But these people, their jobs are at stake as well, aren't they? These quality control guys. And what you've got now is you've got them selling boxing to the Saudis. But what is happening? 2 cancellations on trot. They're issuing £10 million deductions out the purses if they do fight at some stage or at a later date. There's all sorts going on behind the scenes. So already the trust is broke, innit? And how are they going to let the big fella come home? Because I've heard he's dying to get back to the UK. I mean, I would if I were out there. Who would be surrounded by loads of sand and people walking around with tea towels on their heads and Oakley sunglasses, thinking the Bono. What is all that about? I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's a load of nonsense, isn't it? But Alex Carney, is it Carney? Gentlemen, you got in touch with me. You don't answer your phone, so sorry, mate, but your chance has gone on Zoom. John, give me a ring at some point. Give me a text today. We'll sort something out. But there's that many people, messers. If you can't answer your phones, no emailing me because you get one chance. All right, unless you're Nicky Smedley. No, I give Nicky a few chances because he's a good kid. But other than that, that's about it. Some training that. To meet somebody for a bit of lunch. Pop, pop, bang. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Granny Smith's. Does anybody like Granny Smith's apples? Hey, these are good for your teeth, these, you know. Get yourself a good set of teeth, you can start eating Granny Smith's. Okay, okay. Booyaka.